Hi and welcome to Pure Yoga. In this session we will focus on stretching our hamstrings, glute muscles and calf muscles. So perfect for tight legs, especially in the back of the legs. To begin with, find a comfortable seat, a quiet space, and for the end maybe put a blanket close to the mat so you can cover yourself in final relaxation. I also really recommend, if you're watching this video and you want to have a Shavasana afterwards, turn off the autoplay function in YouTube. So in your comfortable seat, whichever that is, you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on a pillow, you can sit on a chair. Lengthen the spine. Tuck the chin slightly to the chest. Hands on your knees, shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath in. And then feel free to close your eyes on the exhale. I'm going to take a couple of really deep breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Observe the spaces you're breathing into. Chest, the movement of the diaphragm, slight rising of the belly. Exhaling, the relaxing of the diaphragm, the retreating of the belly. Inhaling, keeping your shoulders soft. Exhaling softly. Another deep inhale. Deepest, longest. And exhaling through an open mouth. Dropping your chin to your chest. Breathe into the back of your neck. Exhale, drop the chin even further, rounding the upper back slightly. And then imagine you're diving, inhaling, lifting the top of the head and letting the rest of the spine follow in a snake-like motion, opening your heart, drawing your shoulders slightly back. And exhaling, coming to the upright position of the beginning. From here, come up into a standing position, whichever way you tickles your fancy. And then here we are going to take a step that is as wide as the mat. Bend our knees slightly, so we activate our quads, tuck our tailbone just a little bit, and activate our core. Stretch your arms forward. We're going to do a standing cat-cow here. On the inhale, you'll draw your arms back. Your arms can bend. Your chin rises slightly and your heart and chest open. On the exhale, as if you're hugging someone or yourself, the air in front of you, bend the chin down, round the back. Inhaling. Opening the front side of the body. Exhaling, rounding gently. Invite you for dry breathing, inhaling deeply. And exhaling. Beautiful. Then invite you to shake your whole body, shake your legs, shake your shoulders, shaking the arms, shaking the head, swaying gently from side to side. Lifting the foot that the weight is not down off the mat. And then from here we are going to slowly move into our first forward fold, which stretches the back side of your body. So you want to hinge here from the hips, sending your hands down, maybe towards the ground, maybe towards your ankles, maybe towards your shins, whichever works the best for you. And then you can take your hands down to the ground or to the shins. Lift halfway, so meaning that the hinge at the hips lifts a little bit, straightening your back, looking down. The neck is an extension of the spine. And exhale again, coming to your forward fold. Now from here, we'll walk into our first downward facing dog. Your hands shoulder width apart, the feet slowly motioning back until the hip width apart, Spreading your fingers, push into your fingertips, let the head hang, the neck is relaxed. Push into the fingertips to lift your hips up and send your heels gently down. Now if that is strong on your calf muscles and hamstrings, you can bend your knees slightly. Make sure that you stay comfortable and don't push into a stretch that hurts or is too much. Then you can gently start to pedal your legs, bending one knee at a time. Keeping your breath deep, slow and controlled. Beautiful. Then slowly lower down your knees down to the ground, coming into all fours. For a cat-cow, untuck your toes, inhale, arching your back into cow. Exhaling, rounding into cat. Inhale, come into neutral. And then from here we're going into warm up and stretch for our feet, toes and ankles. To start with, tuck your toes under and then really bring your toes forward. You can also take your hands and bring them forward. We're going into a stretch for the soles of the feet and for the toes. So make sure that really all your toes are tucked under nicely. And then bring yourself upright. So this can be quite strong. If it's too strong for you, then release or soften. You can also put a blanket rolled up underneath the front of your foot. And then staying here for a deep breath in and out. Beautiful. Then release, bring your hands forward, untucking your toes. Your feet are next to each other, your knees are next to each other. You come to sit on your heels and then lift your knees off. Stretching the ankles and the front of the foot. Also here, deep breath in and out. Fantastic. Then once more, coming to the toe stretch. Toes nicely tucked under. Feeling the warming sensation on the soles of the feet. Deep breath in. Slow, gentle breath out. And then once more the stretch on the front of the foot. Lifting the knees off. Deep breath in. And gentle breath out, shoulders relaxed. Fantastic. Now we're going to start with a low lunge, starting with our right foot stepping forward. So here, find a good stance. If your left knee being on the ground hurts here, you can fold your mat twice, or you can take the blanket or a pillow and put it underneath your left knee. And then finding into this pose here, feeling a stretch here in the front of the left thigh, in your hips. Pulling your right hip crease slightly back and pushing into the front foot. You can, with each exhale, gently ease your hips a bit more open, making sure that your hip points both stay pointed down towards the ground. And make sure that your neck is relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. Beautiful. From here we're moving into half split Hanumanasana, or also called runner's stretch. We're stretching the back side of our right leg, pushing the hips back, straightening the right leg and flexing the right foot. Now your hands can walk back and be right underneath your shoulders. And you want to draw the toes of the right foot towards your nose. deep, long breath. Making the stretch enjoyable. So it should always feel good. There shouldn't be any pain, no pins and needles either. So go with what feels good. A muscle, and especially if you do run, those muscles are used a lot, they're very strong, but they might not have such flexibility. So with flexibility, the increasing of flexibility is only something that happens over time. Doesn't happen through 1 or 2 stretching sessions, so be gentle with yourself, because if you stretch too much, overstretch, then you hurt the muscle and you basically have to start from scratch. So I advise you to always be at your like 80%, 70-80% of where a healthy stretch motion is. Do not go to 90 or 100, there's no need for it, and rather stretch often. Okay, leaving our runner stretch, back to the low lunge, bringing your hands forward, hips down. This time lift your hands off the mat, push into the front foot, and lift up the gaze, gentle opening on the front of the body, increasing the stretch on the front of your left thigh. Fantastic. Deep breath in here, and exhale, releasing. So now stepping back into our downward facing dog, tucking toes, stretching backs out of both legs. Letting the head hang, taking a deep breath in here. Exhaling, lifting the hips even higher, sending the heels down a little bit more. And then stepping our left foot forward. Dropping your right knee, again patting underneath it if necessary. And spending some time here easing into the opening of the hips, easing into the stretch on the front right thigh, quad stretch. Making sure that you distribute the weight on the left foot evenly, pushing into the left foot and activating your torso, activating your core to not hunch or just slouch over your left thigh, but lift off a little. Each exhale, bringing the left thigh a little bit closer to your left calf. Deep breath in. And exhaling, slowly moving into your runner stretch. Flexing the left foot, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Pulling the left hip crease back. Long, deep breath. Cultivating a gentle attitude towards your body, yourself, the places that don't open so easily, the places that might feel a bit tight and tense. You can, if it tickles your fancy, bring your upper body slightly over your left thigh to increase the stretch on the back side of the leg. And then from here, slowly beginning to release, walking your hands back forward, framing your left foot, stepping back to downward facing dog. Now we're going to stay in downward facing dog for 5 rounds of breath, really deep breath. Lifting our hips with the inhale, sending heels down with the exhale. There's a slight rotation in your upper arms, elbows pointing down. The neck is relaxed, hanging down. Shoulders are broad and open. Continue your rounds of breath in your own time. Fantastic. And then slowly lower down your knees, untuck your toes, and shift your feet towards your left, sitting down on the right next to it. So here we're going into a side stretch on the right side of the body, left hand down by your feet, stretching your right arm up and then looking up towards the right hand. Beautiful. And then changing sides, shifting your feet towards the right, sitting down, trying to get both sit bones down, feet, hands down by your feet, lifting your left arm, gazing towards your left hand. Feeling a beautiful opening here on the left side of the body, pulling all the way up towards your fingertips. Slowly releasing and then shifting your legs forward, coming into a seated forward fold. So here you want to flex your feet, bring your hands on either side of the body, and slowly walk your hands forward, letting your upper body follow. Keeping your feet flexed, so as soon as you feel the stretch intensifies here and the muscle comes into action, then stop there, really taking it easy. So you would here be at your about 50%. If 100% is your maximum of stretching capacity, then you would be at your 50% now. Feeling it easy, feeling it gentle. Remembering that a muscle is not a stretchy material. And you have to really honor the range of movement that you have and working with that. You can slowly increase the intensity. So say from 50% you're going now to 60. And then gently to 70. Deepening with the exhalations. Deep breath in. Gently breath out. And when you're at your 70-80%, stay there and gently lower down the forehead towards your knees. If you're feeling a warming sensation on the back of your whole body, maybe a slight tingle, that is beautiful. Pins and needles, this is too much, so then rather back off. If at all this is too much, you can also bring a pillow or two pillows, place it in front of you, on your shin, on you, and then rest on those pillows with your upper body. So you're basically melting here into this pose. Keeping your soles of the feet parallel towards the front. So what can sometimes happen in order to avoid certain muscles being stretched is that your feet flex out, turn out like this, or turn in like this. Try to keep them parallel. And again, no stinging, no pins and needles. Maybe you can grab hold of your feet if you're quite flexible. And gently pull on the soles of the feet. I'm going to hold this pose for another deep breath in and out. And then slowly come to release, sitting upright, bending your knees. You can shake your legs, shake them off the ground. And then coming into butterfly pose. So soles of the feet are connected and the knees are dropping down. You can cup your hands around your feet. So you'll see here what distance is best for you. I like to have my feet relatively close. And then we're stretching here, open the inner thighs and the inside of the hips, the hip flexors, hip stretches. Lengthening the spine, letting the knees drop. If that is at all intense or painful, feel free to put pillows underneath your knees here. another deep breath in and out, and then slowly releasing. Sending your feet now towards the front of the mat and making sure that you have enough space to come lie down. We're going to lower down into almost lying position, keeping your knees bent, so take it slow. You can take your arms alongside the body, activate the abdominal muscles here. Avoid dooming of the abdomen, so you want to have your lower abdomen be pulled in, navel to the spine. Go nice and slow. And then palms facing down, arms alongside the body. Walk your feet up towards your buttocks. Feet hip distance apart. We're going into a heart opening, chest opening bridge pose. So push the feet into the ground, tuck the tailbone, inhaling, lifting vertebrae after vertebrae off the mat. Slowly, you have active quads here, pulling up, a tucked tailbone. The weight of the upper body is in the shoulders, no weight in the neck. And then you can either stay here or, if comfortable to you, take your hands and clasp them underneath the upper body, drawing your shoulders in towards each other, giving your heart a deep opening. There's a beautiful opening pull around the chest. The chin stays tucked towards the chest. Lift the hips with an inhale. And then slowly release, shoulders broaden, arms alongside the body. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, only lower down the top part of the spine. So towards the top, towards the middle. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, and exhale, lower the middle of the spine. And then inhale, tuck the tailbone once more. Exhale, now lower down the rest of the spine, which doesn't flatten so easy on the ground, and eventually relax. Either keep your knees bent, or if that is a relaxing pose for you, stretch out your legs. Send out your arms, palms facing up, and come into a Shavasana, which is not to underrate. Really important exercise is to fully, completely, and honestly relax your whole body, mind, and nervous system. Dropping into Shavasana with a breathing exercise, closed eyes, completely relaxed body, making sure that you can stay comfortable here, or covering yourself with a blanket if it's slightly cold. And then join into the breathing. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we exhale on 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same count. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale now, soften the forehead, shoulders, the back, the hips, the toes, the hands. Allow a lip to settle. Allow a smile to settle on your lips. As with a smile, it's much easier to relax. And stay in the Shavasana for 3 to 5 minutes. Focusing on your soft breathing. focusing on simply staying present with your breath. Thank you so much for joining me for this exercise, this beautiful stretch. I hope you are happy, you're well, stay hydrated and look after yourselves. Namaste.